It's John and Rachel. Good morning. Well, almost good afternoon. We are, as you know, we give our little behind-the-scenes video here on Facebook, and we are at, it's taken us forever to get here, PaPa J's in the Strip District. If you don't know it, a typical Yinzer direction would be just not too far from the church that you almost run into when you're going up through the Strip District. Right? And right next to the donut place, Peace, Love, Little Donuts, but it's on the backside of Pamela's. Boom.
Look at
Triangulate
you
on that.
all of those out.
Anyways, PaPa J's, as you know, we've known the Troiani family, been on the podcast forever, and we're going to podcast from here today. So go get your toast, go get your coffee, whatever, because we have a good podcast for you.
It's going to make you have a hankering for pizza, that's for sure. So check it out, and we're ready. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. Add. Find it.
There we go.
Spring has sprung.
Go ahead, you do it.
Spring has sprung, and vehicles are springing up at Rorick Honda. We're still interested in your used vehicles, but we also have new vehicles ready to sell.
Visit our Bloomfield location or at RorickHonda.com for all of your vehicle needs. Now we start this week's YaJagoff podcast from...
Oh, my God.
That smell. PaPa J's in the Strip District.
Pizza.
So when you're listening to the podcast, that's where you hear people say, like, we probably have to get Michael to say that. YaJagoff.
He has a really good voice.
And this is John and Rachel. If you're listening to the YaJagoff podcast for the first time, two things. Stop your car and hit subscribe. And then make sure you tell somebody else to subscribe and share it, because we're all about Pittsburgh. And we have a lot of things going on, including we typically tell you what kind of Jagoffs we caught this week, but we're going to forego that because we're here to tell you that, fortunately for us, we are up for 5 Golden Quill nominations. Finalists, not nomination. Now, this is a big deal to us because local folks don't vote on this. These are people in the media that are journalists.
Typically from other states.
And they vote on it. So we submitted 5 different episodes, and the one I'm hoping wins is our behind the scenes of our demolition derby life, which we drove
Fayette
a car.
County.
Anyway, so appreciate, you can't vote on it, but stay tuned because the end of May will tell you how it went.
Thanks for being good Pittsburghers. You give us good info.
Right. All right.
We get to chat with Michael Troiani. Michael needs no introduction, but I will give him a long one because he has become near and dear to us. We had him on when he was in the Business Times pre-COVID. It was something that was going on with like the structure of downtown. We wanted to chat with him because he is no stranger to the restaurant business, but also development. What I love about Michael is the minute you meet him, whether you've met him a million times or you're just coming through the door, he will say, "Thank you for coming here." And guess what? He means it from the bottom of his heart. He is such a good Pittsburgher who truly embraces the sense of community and wants people to come in and enjoy what he has to offer, right? I mean, that's the true sentiment.
You both are so very kind.
Oh,
you really are.
Well,
you make it easy to be kind.
Yeah, and when you come in here, you're coming into a business, but you don't feel like you're coming into a business because you feel like you're walking into your home. The way you welcome everybody, which is super
No question.
cool.
That's the way it's always been.
Right.
With my mother and my father and the opportunity to entertain friends and welcome friends and family. I'm grateful to have a place to welcome friends and family again.
That's a true sentiment because you're no stranger to the restaurant business. We've had you on a couple times. You've certainly harkened back to the days in being in Carnegie with PaPa J's. What was that like, Michael, to look at where you are now and how many people, I mean, you open these doors today and boom, there's people there. And we know the hospitality industry is not easy. I'm not, suggesting that it's every day you open the door and there's a million people, but you have created, due to your experience, this vision of people coming in and just saying, "Hey, I'm here on a first date. I'm here as a family." You've offered that in so many different ways. Is that what you were really hoping to do?
That is the culture. The culture is hospitality, and I am most proud of the team of people that we have here.
Yeah.
Every person on the team is their hearts are present, their attention's present, and we regard every opportunity to provide service to every guest who chooses to come be with us. So, I mean,
Michael,
that's the culture here.
Right, it is. It's a culture. That's a good
Is your
point.
nose numb to the smell when you walk in here? Like, you're so used to walking in here. Like, I come in here, oh my God, spread my ashes here when I pass away. But in the meantime, but is your nose numb to that, or do you get that every day when you walk in here?
That's a great question, honestly.
Oh,
Michael! I know everyone says that all the time to you. You hear that all the time. But it's the truth. You're a poet of questions. That's what you do. And no, I have sincerely applied myself to stay aware of all the incidentals, all the little things.
Yeah.
That's really the sincere effort every day, not to lose touch of that. That's
Yeah, that's a good point too, because it would be easy to do so. So you have the experience, you have the foresight. Let's fast forward now. You've been here for how long?
Well, we're coming on a year, so it was
it's a year.
June
Okay.
20th.
Okay.
So it's coming towards a year.
Okay.
So almost
Wow.
experienced all the seasons. We're looking forward to summer rolling in.
Yeah. And what has that been like? What has the learning experience been? Because as I know you agree, you learn every time you're doing something. Even though you have this vast experience of being in the restaurant business, it's all new, right? It's all kind of coming back full circle, and you don't know what to expect since the pandemic. So what have you witnessed that you have realized, like, okay, I have a year in now, here's where I go moving forward?
You know, I make new mistakes every single
Sure.
day, Rachel, and I humble myself, and every day truly is a learning process.
Yeah.
So far as where to go into the future, it's really a persistent call to honor every guest that comes in and be, we, as a team, as we learn to dance together, we step on each other's toes a little bit less and learn to move with a little bit more efficiency and build trust with our guests.
Sure.
And network with their friends and families. And, so far as it goes, the goal is to develop loyalty and to be regarded as a place to celebrate life's special occasions here.
As you did.
I did, yeah. I mean, clearly, we came in October, and I've told everyone I can. Of course, we knew you ahead of time, but I came because my parents wanted authentic Italian food. Like that was the situation for their 50th. And I wanted a place that my immediate family could feel like they were a family. And you delivered. I mean, every box was checked.
It's supposed to feel like a basement at your grandmother's house.
Exactly, yes.
And
That's
really
so
that
cool.
level of comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the food that you guys have here. We watched them cut the pizza with scissors.
That's our
And,
favorite part.
I love
It's
the
our
fact,
favorite part.
and the pizza's amazing, but pizza's not the only thing you have here. People can come in first. You can come in here and sit down and eat, or you could just grab it to go. Gelato, pizza, you make your own pasta here. So take us through the gamut of what you do here.
Well, this is Pittsburgh, so we do whatever it takes every day.
Okay.
There's a
Isn't
lot
that
of
it?
different doors to walk in, and wherever you walk in, you're welcome. At 2016 Smallman Street, you enter for dining service, and it's traditional sit-down full service. Connected to that, we've got a lovely atrium with a free play foosball table, so it's always fun to play a little bit of foosball and socialize and get a little competitive over there. If you walk in on 21st Street, you either enter to gelato and pizza, where you can have quick serve pizza and quick serve gelato if you have just a moment for a bite and to be on with your way. We actually also sometimes fold pizzas in half and wrap them in wax paper, which I think is a very Smallman Street Pamani style natured thing.
Like
for
like
the
grab
city.
and go kind of thing, right?
Grab and
Yeah.
go. And then we have quick serve gelato, where you can taste any gelato you like out of the case that we make here on site. Keenan and Amy do a fantastic job making all of our gelato. And we make all of our pasta fresh, and you can witness that being made right on site at 52 21st Street. And then if you walk in at 54 21st Street, we've got a wonderful copper top bar and the most talented staff that can make any drinks that you like. And we make a lot of fun drinks with gelato because the gelato
know
is so
that.
spectacular.
John, we might have
So
to have a
there's no
gelato
wrong
drink.
door to come in, and any door you come in, you're welcome. And you're going to meet wonderful people here.
It's a true story because we came in, as you said, on the, what side, John?
Smallman.
Smallman side. And when we came, I'm proximity challenged. And then we came around because John wanted pizza. It was like 2 months ago for us to take home to our families. And I had not realized when I was here for my event that this all existed. The bar is gorgeous. That area where the pizza is and the gelato is gorgeous. And you're right, there's so many different entrances that you can really satisfy anybody who's coming to the Strip District for the first time or the person who makes their shopping list on the regular, right?
And you can take pasta home and give it as gifts or enjoy an elevated dinner with your family. And we package up all of the sauces, the divine sauce and the marinara, whatever we can
Michael,
do for.
and are these recipes truly your family recipes, from way back, or have
Good
they
question.
sort of evolved?
The answer is yes.
Yes.
So certainly when my father used to build Pizza Huts for a living. So,
Right.
And then he'd buy commercial buildings, improve them, and create these beautiful spaces. And Mom and Dad and all of us would operate the restaurants. And so it started out very much my father driving the menu, and then ultimately it evolves based on what's available in the market.
Right.
But the spirit of Papa J's is something we are true to because our guests hold us accountable every day.
Yeah.
Right.
They've had experiences over the last 30-some years, so we have to keep quality up and just improve and evolve all
That's
the time.
I feel like you do that better than anyone I know. Truthfully,
again,
the quality
very
is
kind.
amazing.
The fact that you guys are a successful family and remained here in Pittsburgh, you didn't pack up and move to someplace different, someplace sunny, right? I love the fact that you're still dedicated to the Pittsburgh mission and the Pittsburgh way.
John, I can't help it. It's really, we find a great satisfaction, and really the commitment to the store is to activate or participate in the Strip District activation. And I'm involved in we're integrated into the community with all the families as co-owners of different owners of properties. We know each other, our whole for generations, and I feel a diligence to responsibly activate this special place here. And
He means it.
Well,
I'm
my
telling
God,
you, he means it. He speaks from the heart, and you can feel it every time you come in.
Michael, thank you so much for hosting us here today. We're going to have a smattering of guests. They're sitting behind us. If you're watching the video, our guests are behind us, and we're going to share some food with them.
They're here because John promised them pizza.
I
got to tell you.
Right,
I'm going to bring you some samples
All right.
so
My
be
big
ready.
question is, the old days of Papa J's in Carnegie, they had these garlic balls like soaked in butter or something. I don't know what they were. Are we?
Whenever Julia Child identifies that butter is magic.
Yes.
And so the garlic balls are fresh baked bread rolls laced with roasted garlic butter, and we do feature them often on the weekends.
Okay.
But oftentimes the equipment is the chef, and
Sure.
the equipment that you have determines the menu.
Okay.
So I don't have a convection conveyor oven to quick proof the garlic rolls just the same as we used to, but I'm listening, and as we will evolve, and as we'll see if it ends up as a resident on the menu.
All right.
You guys are awesome.
It'll be a special request for John's 50th birthday.
I was waiting to see what you said. Michael,
will be so.
Where can everybody find you and follow you so that they can come down and experience this as well?
Well, right here at 2016 Smallman's my favorite place to meet friends. Otherwise, the Papa J's website is papajs.com. That's
and
a great
social media
place.
as well. You're on Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
Listen, we love it, and we want you to experience it. Come down. Just say, hey, YaJagoff sent me. You never know what will happen. Maybe we'll just kind of come around the corner. But in the meantime, our question of the day, I had to go a little bit Italian and a little bit because John has never seen the Godfather movies. So, Michael, what is your favorite? Yeah, right?
Please don't hold that against me, Michael.
What is your favorite Italian movie of all time?
I mean, it's Godfather 2.
Really?
Watching the Godfather movies with my father was like taking a college course.
Right. Exactly. And my dear partner, whom I treasure, has never seen this. We need to make this happen.
Yeah.
I've never seen Godfather 3, though.
Me either. The 2 is the best.
I feel
I'm
like
with you.
I've seen all of the movies just from all the clips that people refer to, but I have never seen the movies. But if I could jump in, I did see the Robert De Niro, The Irishman, or is that what it's called? What is it called?
You saw The Irishman, but that's not what we're talking about. You saw Bronx Tale.
No. The Irishman was
Okay.
about him being in the mafia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I did see that one, but I have not seen the Godfather.
Why does the
movies yet.
Irish guy bring up the Irish movie during the
It's
Italian
just
question?
about powerful people. That's
Yeah.
What just happened? Michael, we
thank
love
you so much for your hospitality. today.
Delighted
We
friends.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, gang. So that's what we're doing here. You're going to see us eat pizza if you're watching this.
And you need to come get pizza.
Yeah, come down here. Say YaJagoff sent it. All right, who's next? Jessica. All right, Jessica, come on in.
I love
Would you
that
like
they're
to order a
chatting
piece of
it up.
pizza
They're
while you're
networking
here?
back there.
Or do you want to wait until you're
Monica,
done?
is that a good?
Okay.
Monica just had an espresso martini like me.
Yes.
It's a lot.
I feel
like I'm doing karaoke.
There you
You're
go.
not
right.
the one talking.
So here we go. All right, so here we are. It's still back at Papa J's here, and Jessica is our first guest. Michael was pretty awesome. Did you get a chance to meet Michael?
I did. I
Okay.
did.
Don't you feel so welcomed when you
He
walk in?
seems very friendly.
Yes.
Like over the top.
You feel like
Yeah.
you're in his living room,
Yes.
when you're
Yes.
here.
You feel like you've been here a million times. It's like Cheers.
Immediately asked me for what do I want to drink.
Yes. And you said, I'll have Prosecco, or what does she have? Jessica, we're so happy to have you. The irony here is Pittsburgh is 6 degrees of separation. Tracy and I have been dear friends with Nicole Driscoll for a lot of years, who has certainly been a supporter of the podcast. She has told us about you and your unique business, and we were like, we need to know more about this. And here we are since 2011. Who knew that you had been around? So tell us about your business, The Preferred Nanny.
Okay. So, well, first of all, thanks for having me on
Absolutely.
here after, I know we made a couple connections over the past couple years. Finally, here I am. But
you only came because it was pizza and espresso martinis,
I did.
but no one's
I
calling you
did.
out.
And it was super close to home. So
Right.
even better. But so my business partner, Jill, who couldn't be here today because she's sick, the two of us, we're lifelong friends. We grew up together in the same neighborhood. Our parents were like besties, and we were best friends, and we grew up together.
Millville, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Millville. So right across the bridge.
Right.
But we both kind of like took the same path, the career path into childcare. And 12 years ago, she said to me, you know what, we're both nannies, both want to be moms. Well, I was already a mom. She was working on being a mom. She's like, we should help parents connect with nannies and sitters. Like, we'd be really good at that. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. We would be really good at that. So we started.
And was this
the
like a
business.
conversation over coffee, like just kind of two gals hanging out,
just
right?
like two friends hanging
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were like, all right, what do we do to get this started? And we started the LLC back in 2011. And I'm not going to lie, the pandemic is what really boosted our business because everybody wanted in-home care at that time. But
Oh, wow.
we love it. Like, we're sort of like a matchmaking service, but for families and childcare. And that's what we do. And we love it.
I jokingly referred to it as the Babysitters Club prior to us
Sure.
coming on, because if you're in my age group and you're mid-40s, certainly not approaching the other F-word decade, you remember the Babysitters Club series of books, and it's a true story. It was the business model that all teenagers lived after, right? Like,
Right.
how can I make money safely, effectively, and learn from it,
Right.
and not have to go somewhere and work in fast food or something of that nature? And that's really how it evolved. You guys took that model a step further and said, like, this is a clear need in our economy, right?
Yes.
And I certainly don't have any reason to debate, but there was a time when my first was born in the early 2000s. You were this horrible mother if you worked, right? There was
right.
this time frame that you were just this terrible mother. But the reality was women were really gaining ground in the workforce, and they needed help. And so you guys saw that became a thing more and more as women gathered a name for
Yes.
themselves more. And now kudos to you because you took that business model a step further.
Yeah, and also, like, the nanny community has grown significantly in
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
sure.
Like, it's becoming very much like New York City at this point. And being a nanny is a career. Like, it is, people aren't going into that field because it's a stepping stone to get to somewhere else. They're going into that field because you can make good money as a nanny, too. Like, it is a career choice, and Pittsburgh is finally growing that way, and it's wonderful.
Right.
What are the steps if somebody's watching and thinks they're pretty good at this? Their life cycle is pretty much I could be a nanny now. My kids are out of the house. I'd like to do this. Are there certain certifications, certain qualifications? How does somebody be considered to be a nanny under your
Sure.
role?
I mean, everyone that comes to our agency has to have 3 years of prior childcare experience. So something, unfortunately, we don't consider just being a mom your professional childcare experience, but
Okay.
like something like maybe you were a babysitter, or you cared for other people's kids, or you worked at a daycare, or you were a teacher for a bit of time. Just as long as you have some sort of childcare background. But we do also offer a mentor program. So if you come to us and you don't have a lot of experience, we have volunteer nannies who will mentor you and help you to learn all the tools so that you can become a nanny too.
Is
Wow.
being a nanny harder today because there's so much going on with, 3 kids, one's going to baseball, one's going to soccer, one's going to whatever.
I'm glad that my
As
life can be a model for you.
As opposed to, I think of like the old days, they sat, they watched a movie, maybe went to a movie, got some popcorn, went out to eat, but they're just families seem to be running in 20 directions
Yes.
and every
Yes.
day. So is it harder to be a nanny at this point?
I think that's where it comes down to. It is a career because it is a hard job. Like
Okay.
you're multitasking, you're juggling the kids, you're doing some household management things at the same time. Nannies aren't just sitting around, like you said, watching TV on
Yeah.
their phones. They're
Right.
actually doing things during the day, educating the children, anything developmental. They're working on that with all the kids. So they are essentially an early education teacher
Yes.
within someone's home.
Correct.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's another question. Are they? Yeah. So do they need to have some experience at least in teaching kids true education?
Not
like
necessarily.
a preschool kind of thing?
Not
No,
necessarily,
okay.
because we do offer those tools too
Okay.
to the nannies, so that, and I mean, everybody's coming into a job at a different age. So some nannies are starting with families with infants, others have school-aged kids. It really just depends. But yeah.
Well,
Do they
and
have to
Jessica,
have? Go ahead. Do they have to have? Do they have to have special Secret Service driving techniques for minivans?
Oh my
No.
God!
Do they go
yes.
through a EVOC course or something like that? Where they,
No, just a clean driving history.
Oh.
Just a clean driving history
Sean
is all you
cannot do
need.
it. That's where he fails.
well, wait, clean car. I would feel a clean car. Yeah.
No, not a clean car.
Oh God, no mother has a clean car, so we don't expect it. But when I was reading up about you, obviously on the website, it was what I find so interesting is that you're matching. So it's not just this process where you're like, you're good, you in, okay, let's go. You are literally saying case by case, this person needs, right?
Right. Yeah, we're job-specific recruitment. So once a family signs on to have us help them find somebody, that's when we start the process of interviewing those nannies. Now, we may have some people that could be interested that we feel
Sure.
like could be a good fit,
Sure.
but we're like specifically interviewing for that family once
Right.
they sign on.
Because
it's
families have specific needs.
Sure.
And I know some of
Yeah.
them, speaking to women, well, and I want to point out, not just women are nannies, right?
No, we have Manny's.
Yes, I love that there are Mannies. Yes. But so now that we've put the kibosh to that, it's a point that women have specific needs of what they want, right? So you
Yeah.
might say, I'm out because I don't have a car or I can't drive you to
Exactly.
this place, but
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah, we're
And you
working
can-
with a family now that specifically wants a Spanish fluent speaking nanny, right? So like that's a small niche community here in Pittsburgh
Right.
that we have to sought out and try to find, which we do, and we love. That's my biggest love of the job is I like the challenge. I like the challenge of trying to find that perfect person for somebody and they stay with that family long term and they love them. Like
Yeah.
they become a part of their family.
I love
So.
it. Yeah. Boy, kudos to you
Yeah.
for really seeing the need and seizing it and not just kind of blanket statementing that, hey, this is just for somebody who can watch my kid. There's a
Right.
lot that goes
Right.
into it.
And kudos to parochial Pittsburgh for adopting this because it doesn't mean that you're a bad parent by having a nanny.
Oh, sure. And
right?
Erin, like she said,
Because
like
Pittsburgh's
people
so
did
parochial,
think that.
right?
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a product when I look now and I look back at my 20-year-old and I think, had I started working full force in the workforce at that time, I'd probably be better off financially. But at the time, it didn't work for me, and that's okay. But we live in a society now that there isn't that judgment, that the
No.
stigma that used to be.
It's normal. It's the
Yeah.
normal now
Correct.
for both
Yeah.
parents to
Yeah,
be working.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one step further, you have something called the sitter source.
Yes.
Okay, so what
yes.
is that?
So that is, we just started that about a year ago, and it is an app-based babysitting service. So it sort of runs like Uber runs, but for babysitting.
Brilliant.
Yes.
This is brilliant.
Yeah, so families sign on, nannies and sitters fill out their forms, and then they just connect on there. A family just puts in I need a babysitter Saturday night from 10 to 2 or whatever, and then somebody just picks it up.
Addie
No,
Rennebeck
they all
will
have to be
on this
screened.
app.
They're all
My daughter,
screened.
I'm going to push her your
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, this is it's a no-brainer that no one capitalized on, and you guys did, and I just think it's brilliant. And I love hearing the fact that it was so organic in the sense that you had a couple of drinks together,
Oh,
you
yeah.
talked about it, and here you are, right?
I got to give props to my business partner for that. She's
Yeah.
the one that was like, hey, let's do this.
We can do this.
Well,
yeah.
and so go to business for a second here. You knew what you wanted to do. What have you learned from starting a business? You know what you want to do, but then there's accounting, there's marketing, there's all these things. What was the most difficult part of as far as starting the business?
marketing for sure.
Yeah, is that right?
100%.
Okay.
Because it's like such a small community of people in Pittsburgh that were looking for nannies at the time that we started. We didn't know how to market them. Like we tried everything, and it's word of mouth that gets your business out there. So here, 12 years later, that is our biggest marketing tool. But marketing was so hard at the beginning, very difficult. Yes.
So,
and now, but wait, the model grew right to other cities.
Yes, yeah.
How about that?
We just branched to Atlanta, Georgia, and Wilmington, North Carolina. Yeah.
if women want to start a business, or anybody wants to start a business, would be open to having those discussions?
Absolutely.
Sitting down, how to scale up, because you clearly have done that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
100%.
Cool.
Yeah, we love talking about what we do and supporting other small businesses
Nice.
along the way.
Where does
yes.
everybody find you guys online?
Where? At www.thepreferrednanny.com.
Nice.
Easy enough.
Nice.
We love it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks
What
for
about,
having
do you
me.
have a social media presence as well?
Yes, we are on Facebook, Instagram. I believe we have a Twitter out there somewhere,
Okay.
but
And what is the app so that they are aware?
it's just called The Sitter Source.
Oh my God.
You can download it from Google Play and your Apple Play Store, yeah.
Nice.
What an amazing thing. We're so glad we finally connected. We said we have to have you back on whenever your partner is available so that we can talk
Oh,
even
sure,
more
yeah,
about
we would
how
love that. Anytime.
Such a good
Before we
product.
let you
I
go, we
love
have
meeting you all.
Well, we have a question of the day.
Oh,
all right.
question of the day.
Well, look where we are. We're in the midst of the most amazing Italian restaurant. Like, cue the what's the song in Italian Restaurant from Billy Joel,
Billy Joel,
right?
Oh, I
yeah.
love that song.
Oh my God, me too. So, what is your absolute favorite Italian movie?
Movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know.
Or
I
Italian
guess
themed.
The Godfather.
It's
I mean,
This is John
Crickets over
shaming
here. This is
because John
crickets.
has never seen it. He
Yeah.
doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it. He has no time. But it
Right.
was a good
you
one.
don't have any time.
No.
Yeah.
Did you like one or two better?
Oh, I don't even know if I've seen two, to be
Okay.
honest.
And no one has seen three because it just doesn't matter. We all quit after two because it was a slam dunk. Jessica, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
joining
so
us.
much
Thank
for
you, guys.
joining us. Go
Appreciate
have
it.
some
Excuse me, I
pizza.
apologize.
Oh, what
Wait a
is
second.
this?
Oh my God.
Gelato right from the machine.
They just
Jessica's
made
like, hot
gelato,
seat, right
and
time.
Michael is.
Stracciatella gelato. It's right
Oh,
off the machine. The ice
my.
crystals are nice
Look at
and
these
small.
spoons. I just love.
This milk chocolate with olive oil, and layer it into the sweet cream ice gelato right as it comes out of the machine. So bon
my God.
appetito. Enjoy.
So cold. I got one. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Monica. Oh, Monica. We can't talk right now. Anybody want to come in and talk?
Yeah. Can you finish hosting?
This is delicious. Oh my gosh. That was so good.
Wow. How about he just walks up with a whole tray of gelato. That's
And
so
there's like
amazing.
pieces of
Well,
chocolate
thank you
inside.
very
Thank you, guys.
Oh my
Who
God.
is next?
Wow, Joey Glassburner.
All right, Joe, come on up.
How about Joey is so important that he literally called Tracy a day ago and was like, hey, can I get on the YaJagoff podcast? Boom, in, Joe. You want to come tomorrow?
And
You are
Tracy.
in. That's how cool he is. Oh, boy.
So-
You had one of those moments.
So as we introduce our next guest, we have to tell the story that Joe was on a podcast pretty much 2 blocks from where I live. And he was in a suit and a tie.
He looked
and,
so
we
handsome.
talked to him and everything. So one day I came out of my car and I'm sweaty and I have all my hockey equipment. And there's this guy holding a weed whacker. And I don't know what he's up to. And he goes, hey, man, you play hockey? I like to play hockey. He starts chatting about hockey. And then he finally goes, you don't recognize me, do you? Which is my standard thing anyways. Anyways, it's
Especially if
Joe.
I'm not there to give him context clues.
There were no context clues. Joe was holding a weed whacker, not in a suit. So welcome back to the YaJagoff podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you at least explain why he's here and what he does?
Yeah, so Joe is in charge of the Brighton Heights Citizens Federation. Did I get that right?
That's correct.
And you guys do all these wonderful things over in the Brighton Heights area, which I love living in the Brighton Heights area. And so we just have to work on a bar that I can walk to. Not because I need anything immediately, but it just would be cool. Anyways,
Joe, can you make that happen?
Bar restaurant.
By
That's
Monday?
the biggest hot topic. Everyone's like, can
Is
you
it
do a bar
really?
restaurant?
For real?
Oh, they want a bar. I mean, they want one, but it's limited in its competition of where we could get that arranged.
I got you. But the Brighton Heights area is so cool. You literally drop down and get on 65 and go anywhere in the city that you want. In the meantime, you go for a walk 2 blocks and you see these beautiful houses that have been restored. And California Coffee, the little pizza
my God.
place, Tom Friday's Market. I mean, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a New York City neighborhood when I'm over there. So I love it there, to be honest with you. So what's happening over there that you guys are working on?
Well, yeah. So like John said, I'm the president of the Brighton Heights Citizens Federation. It's our nonprofit community group, what we call RCO, Registered Community Organization with the city of Pittsburgh. And off our mission statement, it's just basically, I say, all things community. We do community initiatives for teens, young adults. We advocate for residents. We host community meetings with elected officials and different events that are. We had the cleanup event for Earth Day. We do that. We do that in September. We do a house tour. So basically bringing all residents together on top of helping them work with aid from the city. We help a little bit of the city with their departments, some of the things that they do, go a little bit further and get the outreach out. So we got a public safety portions and things like that. So it's a good way to get involved. There's always a lot of volunteer options, different things that you want to get, new initiatives you want to get started. We have some of those coming up, and you could check us out on brightonheights.org. But today I have Build Your Wealth in the Trades. That's what I'm working on. It's my own initiative, being a community group leader, but also being in the Local 5 Electricians Union. I decided to start an initiative for some of our teens and young adults that aren't sure about what the type of money and the careers and the benefits and the good paying jobs that are available to them through the union trade. So the event, it's the third annual. And we're going to be on May 13th in Brighton Heights at the New Life Family Worship Church. And what we do is, so it's a hands-on learning, exploration of the building trades. Teens and young adults ages 13 to 21 can sign up via the Eventbrite link on our website or our Facebook page. There will be a Facebook event at Brighton Heights Citizens Federation Facebook, or again, brightonheights.org. So what we'll do is this year it's kind of cool. We have a food fridge initiative we're launching, which that's a separate initiative. Like I said, some of the things we do. It's a food fridge where we're going to build a little structure for it, a wooden structure, put an electrical outlet in it, and do some outside exterior lighting around this food fridge. And what the food fridge mission is separately is to reduce food insecurity among residents. So we're going to source donations from 412 Food Rescue, Trader Joe's, different organizations that would have food waste, and we're going to get it into that fridge, and then we're going to get it into the into families' houses, so it's really accessible. They can come up and take food as they need it. So that's the food fridge.
I know. Stop.
Joe,
Is he good or what? Remember when he first came on?
When
Joe came on 3 months
It's a lot
ago,
of
he
stuff.
was like, what?
It's a lot.
How in the world do you have time to work a real job?
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So all this. Now let me ask you a quick question for this. For the trade thing, just kids from the Brighton Heights can come, or no, anybody could come too?
No, that's what I tell you. We're not inclusive of the Brighton Heights. We've had residents, like the first year we had people from Ross Township, Reserve. A lot of them are from the school on 65 in Emsworth.
Okay.
So a lot of different families come. We say all throughout the north side, but we're not going to turn anyone away. The mission is to get these opportunities out to these teens and young adults. So yeah, it's for anyone.
I would say people bring your kids there because one, get ready to be sucked in when you get to Brighton Heights, because when you go there and you bring your kid down there, you'll be like, oh, what? Yeah. And I mean, take a minute after you do this thing to go walk around Brighton Heights, because you get a sandwich over at Tom Friday's. You can get some coffee at California Coffee, but just walk around, and the history of the houses is so amazing.
Yeah, the housing stock's one of the things that brings a lot of people, and you're not going to see any houses like that other than pretty much in the city, specifically on the north side. Just the way they're built, the brick, the detail, the stained glass windows, the hardwood floors. When you come in, it's warm and charming, and you will feel that warmth anytime you step into one of those houses, which our house tour is going to be in September this year. So we'll have a nice, like a lineup around 8 or 10 houses where you can tour, buy tickets, kick it off. Should be nice, warm, good season in September for that.
Nice.
So when I saw Joey, full disclosure, I saw him at an event not too long ago, and he was telling me about the fridge initiative, and as a former Brighton Heights resident, I did not know that there was even a need for there to be one. But let's face it, there is such a need in so many of our community pockets throughout Western Pennsylvania who are facing the same thing. And the fact that you have that initiative of like, where does it go? Where is it centrally located for people to really have access? And the fact that you're pulling in the trades to kind of have that other, what a networking and like collaborative opportunity, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we said, like, we used to build things and to build your wealth, we'd build something, build a wall, tear it down. I said, wait a second, let's build something that's going to stay. So
Right.
last year, we for the church, we built a wooden picnic bench. And we did some electrical skits like that. I said, hold on, I don't want to break anything back down. Why waste our time, our energy, and our resources? Let's build something that's going to stay. So I think that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to upgrade or build something each year for whether a church or a nonprofit that's in Brighton Heights, so that our work doesn't go to waste. The kids can learn in a real setting that's something that installations
And
can
Joe,
be
how do you
permanent.
decide what is the next project? Is that something like if they're going to the Brighton Heights meetings that they can kind of see what the need is?
Yeah, so we have a small committee. A lot of times I work specifically with just a handful of people, and we'll say, okay, how about this year? And this year, this food fridge. And I got to give a shout out to the Emma Munson Foundation. Michael Munson tragically lost his daughter some number of years ago, so he started a foundation in her name, and they do a lot of community things for teens, for young adults. They have a mission you can look at on their website. But he came to me through a free Halloween costume shop at my child's daycare down in Providence, down on the north side. And I said, I'm a community group leader. And he said, well, could you get me, we're trying to get these food fridges. We got free food fridges. We decorate them. We commission an artist. It's all on our organization, all on the Emma Munson Foundation, if you can organize placing it. And it's been probably over a year, but it took some time, and that's when I decided. We got the carpenters, we have the local 5 electricians and the carpenters union to build these things. So we're going to build that structure, put the electric in. But the main thing is I want to see if you know any teens, ages 13 to 21, get them signed up. Bring your kids, bring your parent or your guardian, anyone you want to bring that wants to get involved, just so we can get our numbers up. Because we're going to go through it. We're going to get the donations. We're going to get it all paid for. We're going to go through the motions. But what we need to have the teens there to really have their eyes opened up to the career and the money they can make.
And what will that day look like? They'll kind of walk around and see different tables of things? Will they do some hands-on? What will that
so
day
pretty
look?
much I call it like an exploration of the building trade. So what they'll do is we'll come in and they're going to be able to select if they want to work with like the carpentry track or the electrical track. So whatever the participants choose in the beginning stages, we're going to go right to work. We'll have all the supplies, all the wood, all the electrical materials, all the tools there. So they'll either begin building what's like a little shed with a roof, with some doors, some shelves. That'll house the fridge. Or they'll be able to work with the electrical portion. We're going to do some electrical outlets, the outlet for the fridge, some outside exterior lighting, wire some lights, show them how to make those installations. And then after that, last thing is we'll have lunch, and then we'll have paperwork on construction opportunities, whether it's union or a non-union.
Yeah.
We have some electrical contractors in the neighborhood and some carpentry general contractors in the neighborhood that are looking, if you're 18, you want to start working, you want to start getting into
That's
that.
cool.
Or if you want to get into a local 5 or any really all union trade apprenticeships, there's opportunities to see how you start that career.
John, is Joe Glassbrenner our token person now for Jeff Novers?
Yeah, for the Builders Guild, right?
Builders
Right.
Guild. We
I
run
love
their
it, Zach.
social. We
Yeah.
need you. Let's
Builders
make
Guild
this
is
work.
a good
And you
one.
know, I'll say this now. I don't mean to interrupt, but I'll say this now. I'm going to put this out to Team Pittsburgh because I think Team Pittsburgh deck hockey, there are so many kids there who could really benefit from this. So
I'll
let's
get you a
get a
flyer.
social media message out just to see.
Our flyers are like, that's going to be coming out. There's a UR code on there. You just scan the UR code anywhere they're at. It pulls you up to the Eventbrite. If you could register on that, it gives
Okay.
you all the details. If not, you can call brightonheights.org. Our phone number's on the website. You just call, leave a message, say, hey, I'm interested or I'd like to sign up. No pre-register is necessary, but that just gives a heads up.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't be a typical yinzer and just wait to see if it's going to rain that day. Just sign up. Just register for it, right? Yeah.
Or last year. Last year it was like 90.
Oh, geez. Yeah, you never know.
And Rachel just brought up the other fact I'll just tell you on Brighton Heights again is that literally there's a park, Marmaduke Park, and there's a hockey rink there that's sometimes used by Team Pittsburgh, but it's wide open for your dog. It's wide open for your kids to go down there. The whole park, there's a sprinkler in the summer. Again, totally cool standard of living right in Brighton Heights.
Yeah, Brighton Heights, and everyone says, "Wow, you got so much good stuff." And like, I hate to be cliche, but like one of the best things we have is our people. I mean, you got John, the host of this in our neighborhood. We got
I'm not very friendly.
EMS union presidents in our neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
We got people with the
Wait, let's drop a big one. You know who lives on Cooper Street? Gus from Gus and Yaya.
Boom!
Does
You
secret.
He's Gus.
He's a Pittsburgh legend, and he's right there.
Pound
Matter of
for
fact,
pound.
Gus tried to sell me a house next to him on
He
his street.
really
He's like, "You
did.
got to buy that house." I'm like,
He's
"Gus,
not
I
even
don't
in
want
real
a house."
estate.
Yeah.
So on top of it, all the physical buildings, the brick and mortar, we got some real people, and that's what makes it. That's what makes
Michael,
our
you
community
can come
group.
in.
We got some strong volunteers.
Oh, yeah, what's
Joe,
Michael have?
Joe,
They
you
got
have
a
to
lot
take
of
a break
stuff.
for some
All
gelato.
right.
This is our gelato break.
There you go. Michael is bringing us gelato.
Fresh cappuccino gelato.
Oh, I love
Oh
coffee.
my
It's
God.
not too. It's just the right taste.
I
Just what
love
you want. Not
cappuccino.
acidic, not too
Thank
burnt.
you. Oh my
I'm gonna
God,
be back down here
cappuccino.
shortly.
Right?
Delicious. Thank you. And at the bar, we pour
Oh my
Guinness
God.
on top of that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's delicious.
Two of my favorite things: cappuccino and
coffee and
Guinness.
alcohol.
Wow. I love the fact that Tracy and Monica are on the opposite side of our microphones.
They
They're
hate
like,
us.
those sons of bees keep getting to taste all this
Here he
stuff.
comes. Here comes Michael now.
Joe, we just have to stop you to try things. It's
Yeah.
an amazing experience,
Yeah, Michael's
right?
great.
Right.
He's just
Oh
on
my
time.
God.
Michael, I don't even like coffee, but that tastes
Thank
really
you.
good, right?
So good. I
Wow.
had that before, though. I gotta tell you.
Okay.
Joe,
Thank
you
Joe.
are amazing. I love seeing young people like you leading these civic organizations that need more people and more, support. So thank you for coming on.
Thank
Where
you.
does everybody find you and follow you one more time?
BrightonHeights.org is our website, and it's getting a serious revamp. We've got a great new infusion of volunteers who have the IT capabilities and skills. I'm going to shout them out in our next newsletter, but they really brought our website to life. E-Blast, we're getting good on that. So a lot of strong volunteers are coming forward on all aspects, and all that does is help us do more for the residents. So I really appreciate everyone there. But BrightonHeights.org or Brighton Heights Citizens Federation on Facebook.
Nice. Mike,
Tracy told us that
Jesus.
you may need a donation, so Jagoffs are in.
Michael
Nice,
is
thank
going to
you.
bring Michael is going to bring some gelato down, and we're going to sell it on the corner.
Did you ask him the question of the day?
We did not.
Oh, I
Did you?
didn't get to cheat this
Joe,
time.
it's no cheating. Are you ready?
I heard the question last time, and I knew I was
This is a tough one.
off the cuff.
Favorite Italian movie?
Goodfellas.
Oh, wow, that's another good one.
that one-
We had two
it's all
Godfathers.
mafia related so far.
Did you see Goodfellas yet?
I did see Goodfellas.
Oh, thank
yeah.
God.
I mean, it's definitely rated R, but
Yeah. yeah.
there's some
yeah.
Italian, there's some stuff.
Joe, thank you for coming on. We
Thank
always
you so
appreciate
much.
Thank
Make
you.
sure you enjoy some pizza or something.
I will. This gets
We
more
are
fun every
all
time.
waiting.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, cool.
Taylor, whenever you're ready.
Taylor.
So, in case you're just tuning in now, we are at Papa J's in the Strip District. Listen, the perfect day is to go to Defer, get some coffee, and then head down here and eat all day long.
Or just
That's
come
what we
here.
did.
Or just defer the coffee and just come here and get the.
Remember
what
when
is
we had
that?
a podcast
Cappuccino?
coming up at Defer?
Cappuccino gelato
Oh my God,
or whatever
did you
that
love
was.
it?
We just. Yeah, I did love that. Yeah.
Did
I
he
don't
say you
even know.
put Guinness on it?
Yeah, he said you mix that with.
Those are. Oh my God! Wait
it's
till you
like a
see
root
what's
beer
coming
float.
over here.
Right.
Taylor, remember
All
when we
right.
wanted to talk to you, but now we have pizza coming our way?
Sorry, people with food. People
All the
with food.
gelato.
Yeah. Right.
Oh,
Oh my God! Love him.
Oh, look at
him.
Michael. Wait,
Michael
what's
is
this?
straddling wires.
Oh, I saw that one. Is that pears? Potatoes.
For the Irish guy.
Look at how beautiful.
People think it's pickle. A lot of people think that's pickle.
Okay.
And we have some friends in the city at the PDP, and
Yeah.
we're going to help facilitate Picklesburg this year. Actually.
Michael, we
You
are.
know, we're part of that, so.
Oh,
yeah,
my
we judge the pickle juice
God.
drinking, so I did not know you were.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Oh, Michael.
Are you so
Michael.
excited? Yeah.
Very much.
Okay.
I'm committed to space commitment to help the PDP, but I haven't committed to food service yet.
Okay, well,
So
I got
we'll
you.
see. If we
I
can,
got you.
I will set up shop and maybe we'll make a pickle pizza.
Oh my God.
And some pickle gelato.
I feel like we need to make that work. All right,
Pickle
awesome.
pizza called
oh my gosh,
YaJagoff.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Pickles and Pittsburgh.
All right.
Go hand in hand.
Would you like a
Taylor.
piece of pizza or would you rather not?
Yes, I wanna have a
Okay,
piece.
do you have a preference here? We have
Not at
spinach.
all.
We have
Any of
Want the
those.
potato one?
They all look amazing.
All right. Rachel, I know you want spinach and feta.
Thanks, John.
All
Okay,
right.
so we can get you to eat some pizza with spinach.
So we'll
and
eat
feta.
and
Right,
talk. John and I
right,
have this
yeah.
down to a silence. A science. So John will eat while I talk. So Taylor, we had you on our radio show about a month ago. You are known as the heart advocate. We want to know more about that, obviously, but I wasn't around for the interview, and I was very disappointed. But I was around for the aftermath of seeing your adorable 7-year-old daughter, who certainly has been bitten by the performance bug, and she was so
talented.
ecstatic to hear that you were on the radio,
Yeah.
and it just brought my heart joy to know that, you know, every little bit truly helps to get the word out on things like your advocacy. So talk to us a little bit about what the Heart Advocate is.
So it is a self-love safe space. It's primarily it started virtually, but as a blog to help individuals understand what self-love is and to choose self-love as a coping skill. And so a lot of that began with my inner work. And so after college, finding out I was pregnant, I started the Heart Advocate. Formerly, it was called Ladyhood Journey, actually. We've had a name change. But it was a blog. It was me on social media venting, sharing my experiences, trying to encourage people to share their stories as well, and really wanting to know what self-love felt like and like how to practice it and how to prioritize it. So it started with me having to do that work in my own life. So I found the Path of Self-Love School. They actually gifted me the opportunity to go through their courses for free, which was phenomenal because it was thousands of dollars that I couldn't afford as a single mother. And so, you know, after weeping about how grateful I was, I went through their Foundations of Self-Love course, and I was taught self-love in a way that I had never seen on social media, that I was never able to Google. And now I help, individuals understand what that is while still being a student and practicing self-love in my own life.
Well, let me ask you this. Like, this is so challenging, and I feel like we could talk to you for 2 hours about this. But self-love, we always talk about, like, in my family, my parents never told us they loved us. They never said, I love you. But we knew they loved us, right? Mm-hmm. So go fast forward here. So I've never felt, but in the meantime, is it about that, or is it more about once you get through life and you're at a certain stage, you feel like depression, or you feel like, wow, not like the nobody likes me, everybody hates me, guess I'll go eat worms song, but the fact is you're just feeling inside that, wow, I don't know where to turn in life. Is that kind of where this all plays into?
I think it's all of what you said, because it starts when we're young, and what we're taught is what we know. It's what we end up practicing, as we grow up. And so if you're not encouraged or encouraged too much, that could shape the trajectory of how you feel and what you feel about yourself.
Sure.
So I do know that we can't talk about self-love if we're not talking about self-worth and the value that you place on your life, and the value that you place on your life, and the value that I place on my life. That will shift how I self-care, how I trust myself, how confident I am in myself, and respecting myself, and all of these things that are a part of practicing self-love strengthen the self-worth and that value that you place on your life. But it does start very young.
So it's funny that you say that, because I think the point that my takeaway is, and I can only say it as a mother, as a female, we are in the caregiver role. Now that caregiver role has changed genetically. More in our day, right? It was the females sort of role to take on. The mom was the caretaker. That whole synergy changed, I think, where it's a joint effort if you're in a relationship with whomever, male, female, whatever it is, because so much has changed. Gender equity has changed, all those kinds of things. So the way that role changed that person's response. So as a mom, even though my pressure from an Italian family was, you're the caretaker, you're the one who figures it all out. That's a true story, but I think we're coming into ages where people are helping us to kind of see that.
Yes.
But women in general,
yes,
I think we're so used to being like, I'm good.
There were so many things that we weren't given the privilege to do, to participate in, or to be seen
or we
as
didn't allow ourselves
equal in society. And then when we think about the racial disparity, there's even a greater lack of value on self for Black and brown communities. And so it is so important that we acknowledge these shifts in our society and highlight things like the different genders that exist, and highlight that women can also do things that men historically have been told that they're only allowed to do,
Right.
and how that shifts that value that you
Yep.
place on your life. So now we have more individuals who are being self-aware and accepting who they are, what they
Right.
see when they look in the mirror, and being able to be compassionate with that at the same time.
So this is more about the acceptance of someone else telling you that you have worth and figuring out yourself, correct though?
You know
because
what it
I
is?
relied on so many people to tell me that I had worth, that now, and I'm not in a, in
You
a
have to
situation-
believe that
You
yourself
have to believe it
first.
yourself.
That's where
Yes.
you're getting us to.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter how many people tell me that.
Yes.
I
Correct.
have the confidence to know that I do have worth.
You know what I believe? I believe that we're all born with that.
Okay.
And then our society strips that from us. And it's
Okay.
a getting back to what was already there
Okay.
from the moment you were born.
Well, it's interesting.
Fair.
Like, I think of the Pittsburgher upbringing, the steelworker kind of mentality. We just get up and put your pants on. I don't care if you're depressed. I don't care
Yep.
if you're
Oh,
hungry.
for
Yes.
sure.
Get up and go to work.
You're fine.
Right?
That's
Like,
right.
don't,
You're fine.
you're fine.
Yeah.
Right? So it's okay to take, it's
Well-
a different thought in our parochial Pittsburgh thinking
Yeah.
to be able to say, all right, I do need to stop and think of myself. And it's okay if my child or my spouse, my significant other goes and does something else. Well, I take 15 minutes to myself to pull myself together.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. We have more boundaries. We have more people going to therapy. We have more people considering self-care and trying not to see it as selfish, that I'm not a robot, I'm a human being.
Yeah.
I have to take care of this vessel if I want to take care of all the things that I'm responsible for and that I love to do. I'm a self-love therapist that goes to therapy. I believe that counselors need counseling,
care for the caregiver,
therapists
right?
need therapy,
Yeah, yeah.
social workers need social
Yeah.
workers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all are humans. And so, it's important for each of us to value self enough to say, I deserve self-care. I deserve to be compassionate
All right,
to
this
myself.
is a whammy of a question because
Yes.
you're right, right?
You're talking to the one, like, I should just step back because you're talking to the one, Rachel, who takes care of everybody, right? And she feels guilty by just going to get her hair done, right? And that is 10 minutes.
You
by
sound
herself.
like most of
But-
the people I
right?
work with,
And
especially the women.
So this is the one, like, I should just step out of the conversation and have the counseling session start, and I'll run the ATM card, and you just charge us whatever we
Yeah,
need.
there you
right?
go.
Right? No, but that we
Yeah.
live this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, I guess then, and I appreciate that. I don't know how true that is, but there comes a point where everyone hits that aha moment that
Yeah.
makes you say, enough is enough. I
And
can no
how
longer
can we
do
avoid that?
Yes,
Yes.
that's my
How
question.
can we avoid you getting to compassion fatigue, getting to burnout?
Yeah.
By incorporating self-love Monday through Sunday.
Yeah.
As opposed to only doing it on self-care Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
It's important that we begin to choose ourselves personally and professionally all the time, not just sometimes. But that
Yes.
doesn't mean you have to neglect your responsibilities.
Right.
I include my daughter in my self-love practice. I want her to see what self-love, self-care looks like so
What's
that
your
she does it
example?
when she's older.
What's your example?
Things
of
like doing yoga. Things like her hearing me tell someone no. Her seeing me cry and not acting like I have it all together and nothing is wrong. I let her know if she hurts my feelings. I apologize to her if I hurt hers. It's very much this checking in with me and allowing her to see that, as opposed to being the adult that has to have it all together.
Right.
It
It's
doesn't
okay.
work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
And
I do think it's a part of like gentle parenting, which
Well,
is new
and
as well.
Isn't that
Yeah,
part of
right.
leadership as well, where good leaders show that they make mistakes. Good leaders show that
Transparency.
They have,
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
right.
yes.
So a good leader, a good parent, a good
Age
a good
appropriate.
significant-
Yeah,
yes,
ding,
right,
ding, ding,
right,
ding,
right.
ding. Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Right,
right.
That's
It's
it.
funny
Man,
because
you're
as a
good.
parent, my middle son, and all children are all different. My middle son is my challenge in the sense that I said to him as early as last night, and I'm very open. I said to him last night, what can I do? What can I do to make you feel better? Because I feel like, teenagers, it's a tough time. Maybe nothing's really wrong, but to me there is. So I said, what can I do for you to feel better about opening up or what's bothering you? Or You know, and
Asking
so
the questions instead of
it's not
making
his
the
fault.
decisions
Right.
for them.
Right, exactly.
Ugh,
Yeah.
it's so important to
Wow.
help
But
kids
my
understand
biggest
their
hang-up
mental
is
health.
I do that. I'll say,
Yeah.
my daughter will say, "Why are you crying?" And I'll go, "It's just one of those days." But you're allowed to cry. I'm not. You know, so it's more this like, I get it, but I have to be that person.
Yes.
You know. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, they're absorbing whatever we show them.
It's my generation. Damn you, 70s. Bicentennial babies. We suck.
Oh, you're doing great. You're doing great.
I think it's just the grittiness of us all in the middle of the grind. And do you, when you go through this, not that you give all of your therapy kind of thing away, but do you actually recommend people schedule it on their phone? Like, this is my 15 minutes of downtime?
Yes.
Good question.
Yes.
I actually do a workshop called Self-Care Matters.
Yeah.
And one of my tips is setting alarms and notifications for your self-care. You know, so
Yeah.
literally typing Taylor in
Yeah.
my calendar is something I do all the time because not everyone is doing this stuff habitually. Sometimes to build that accountability, you have to, you know, set an alarm. There's
Yeah,
nothing
'cause
wrong
the
with
day-
that.
The
John
day
does
will
that all
creep
the
if
time.
you let it
Yes,
do it. Day will
and the
creep.
whole week
Yeah.
will go by and you didn't do one thing
right.
for you.
Right. Well, one of the things we suggest that you do is come down to here to Papa J's and eat this pizza.
Absolutely. I just had that
That's part of
potato
your self-care,
pizza.
right?
Was it good?
Who knew?
My life has
Right?
changed.
Who knew that potatoes on pizza would be so good?
Michael's a genius. I don't know
He
where he
is a
is,
genius, right?
but that you got to come down.
That's so funny.
I can't wait to bring my daughter
As
here.
part of your self-care, get
Oh,
to
yeah.
Papa J's.
Eat food.
Don't
Eat
you'll
food.
you'll get mad at the parking when you can't find a spot right away. But you'll eventually find one. It's no big deal. Then
Hang
you come
in there.
here, have a little
yes,
limoncello, which I'm
Yes,
on my
yes.
second. That's why the questions are getting better on my second
Is this the
limoncello.
I know, it
Yeah,
looks
is
so
that
good.
yeah.
Listen, if you're just watching now, I want Taylor to have a minute to take a bite, but you know, she's such a breath of fresh air because I think what I've learned as a mother, as a woman, as a, you know, person in business in general, just life experiences help you to learn that the people you meet help kind of guide you for what's better. And if it makes you stop and think of what you can do better in baby steps, right? I'm not going to change overnight. But if I can really have something that you said resonate with me, then I'm taking those steps to the next, you know, level, right?
Yeah, giving ourselves credit is something we don't do enough of.
Yeah.
And I do think that a huge part of self-love is self-compassion, the kindness, the gentleness, patience, understanding. We're used to giving that to everybody else.
Right.
But we're not really used to giving that grace to ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
And it is a grace. You're right.
you know, the compassionate parts of ourselves are battling the perfectionist parts of ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's an internal battle.
And you know, sometimes we have, I think since COVID especially, but life in general, we have really taken statistics to a new level, right? We've said like the white population, the black population, the female population, the male population. Sometimes it helps us just to put things in perspective, but sometimes it's just this blanket of we're just human beings and we all have our thing. You know what I mean? And mine
Race
might be different
is a
than
social
yours.
construct.
Isn't it true?
It is. We're
Yeah.
the human race.
The human race, yeah.
But we cannot be colorblind because that's not the society
Right.
that we live in.
Absolutely.
And so there is a privilege in self-love. That's something that I always talk about. And we have to understand that we only know what we're taught. And not every community has access to self-love
Yep.
and that knowledge, which is why I do a lot of free pro bono work because it should be accessible. Self-love, mental health, these things should be accessible.
Yeah.
You're such a gem. Oh my
Wow.
God.
Will you
So-
come on every podcast?
Yeah,
or-
I was just gonna say, we'll feed you.
No.
We
You know
will give
what?
you drinks.
we
will-
don't always eat this
Don't
good.
test me with a good time.
We don't always eat this great, but I will tell you, we do.
This is
we do have a
lovely.
good time.
You are such a
you're
gift.
you're lovely. You're a
Yeah.
gift to the
Thank
city
you.
of Pittsburgh.
Thank you
Yeah.
both.
We
I
definitely
really
need you on
appreciate
more
being
often.
here. Yeah.
And anything we can do to help you spread the word because you truly are a gift to our community.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
This means so much.
Where can everybody find you and follow you?
Well, I spend a lot of time on the Instagram, so you absolutely can follow me, The Heart Advocate, on Instagram. Also, my website, theheartadvocate.com. If you have Wi-Fi, it's free and accessible. There's a lot of free resources, great blog posts, just good information. And also you can book self-love sessions if you want an individual, moment with me virtually. We can do that. But I'm also on Facebook as well, Ta'lor L. Pinkston, The Heart Advocate on there as well. I'm on Twitter.
Can we
you know,
follow your
TikTok,
daughter anywhere?
You know what? No. You have to come through
Age
me to get to
appropriate.
her.
There you go.
Right? One day she's going to take over the world. I know
She
it.
is.
We're
I
going to
know
get
it.
her to yell YaJagoff
Oh, yeah.
on video. And she's going to go viral. We're all going to go viral.
She would love that. Yes,
you
she
are
would
such
love
a
that.
gem. So
Thank
this is
you.
a silly question, but because we're here in this great Italian restaurant, favorite Italian-based movie? Any Italian movie that comes to mind?
Oh my
Listen, I
goodness.
have my top 5 movies. 2 of them are Italian movies, and I am half Italian, but Bronx Tale is up there for me. Have you ever seen a Bronx Tale?
No.
Oh, you need to. see
So,
it. Are you a Godfather?
I feel like that would be like your typical answer,
It is,
but
right,
I
and you don't really
cannot
wanna
think
answer
of
that, but you can't
anything
help it.
else.
Yeah.
It has been so far.
It's classic.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
Don't
You
make
can't
me
go
feel
wrong.
bad. My self-love assignment is to go watch. I haven't seen the Godfather movies
Oh,
yet.
you have
So
work to
they
do.
beat me up.
You've
already.
got
So
homework.
That's my self-love.
Oh yeah, you
That's
can do
my
that.
self-love.
You can do that. Yeah, give yourself some pleasure, some fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Taylor.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
joining us.
both.
We appreciate you coming
Yes.
down to Papa J's in the
Oh
Strip
my God.
District and enjoying some of this pizza, enjoying the drinks, and man,
And
I got to
the
tell you.
hospitality is amazing. But the camaraderie of our guests, Monica, I'm going to say it. It's one of my favorite podcasts. Such a good, weaving of good people. So thank you so much to everyone we got to chat with. Joey Glassburner is the last, add-on guest. I love the fact that Brighton Heights is still doing good things. A community fridge. I lived there 40 years ago and would have never guessed that we would have a community that has a community fridge, that there's so many communities in need. Pay attention. That's how I look at this, right? Pay attention to what is needed and help out.
And
Check
thanks
him
again
out.
to Ta'lor Pinkston for coming on with about self-love. Love
my
that.
God.
As a matter of fact, and thanks to Jessica, the
Listen,
preferred
I
nanny.
think we should start sharing her stuff on our blogs more often.
All right.
Like
I'm in it.
is it where you at? Something on the monthly basis,
All
because her message is so valuable.
And thank you to Tracy and Monica for helping us put this together. We can't even give enough big kudos and thank yous to Michael Troiani and his staff.
Michael, come say
Michael,
goodbye.
come say
Oh
goodbye.
my God, what
to
are
us.
you
Here we go.
bringing?
We'll hold this.
Michael, what is that?
So we have a carbonara romano.
You love carbonara. Does he
my
know
God.
this?
It's a cheese broth that we cook. We cook the pasta in the cheese broth. Then we add guanciale, which is pig cheek, and onion, and then egg yolk. And because of the cheese broth, the egg yolk does not scramble. It instead creates a sauce that's just haunting. I think it's like, for the Italian, it's like the taste of a cheeseburger or a hot dog. It is Italiano. It's classic Italian cuisine.
Oh my God, this is John's favorite.
Michael,
you were just talking about carbonara, right?
As we get ready to sign off, what Italian greeting or call to action would you give to everybody?
Well, I mean, for me, John, it's always Papa's mission, which is beautiful food simply prepared to be shared with family and friends.
Couldn't say it any better,
I
right?
love him.
I'm going to get some self-love right now and eat
Oh my
this.
God.
Hey, thanks everybody for joining us. And remember,
Michael, the
Papa J's
hospitality.
in the Strip. For God's sakes, get down here now.
Oh my God, this is so good.